to be able to deem who's ever in top 8 from that point onward. So it's kind of a self-sufficient system. And on our end for Plus R, we just get to set it to spectate and spectate random matches, and we just get to watch matches the entire time. Like we're watching Mole right here versus... Oh, the names are small because we are not in full screen mode quite yet. Oh, I can't see that name. It's too small. But yeah, we got Biken versus Auntie here.
It's Supreme God Emperor Mole versus Young Deed Lords Lesbian Warriors.
Oh, okay, Lesbian Warriors. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So yeah, Mole starting off strong here, just putting shots into the corner and everything like that.
You're on that screen, so I can do...
Oh! The instant overhead attempt there. Oh no! Mole is in the game right now. Oh no, we're out of the game right now. We're Jedi Surviving. Everybody do not purchase Jedi Survivor. Any reason? No, just it's on screen right now. We're back, baby. All right, we're back at it again here. Mole taking the first match there, as kind of maybe not surprising anyone, honestly, because Mole got that instant air grips just like that, looking absolutely wonderful there, just like my good friend Sammy. I saw you on stream earlier. Oh, you're still muted though, dang.
I'm good. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
All right, good FRC there into the corner, trying to confirm. Ooh, doesn't get the finish though, unfortunately, so there's a little bit of opportunity to jump back out there for Lesbian Warlord.
There we go.
All right, let's get a...
There we go in what sense?
There you go, I said I'm here. That's all I got.
What have you done?
I've done too much, honestly.
I'm sending you what I see right now, because I'm not sure what there we go means here.
I'm making this a giant mess, Jesus. I am so sorry to everybody.
Reopen the chat real quick. Okay, there we go. It's now fixed itself, thankfully.
Yeah, that's just a weird little thing with OBS and Discord. And I'm not sure why, because it's basically on the size of the actual OBS window, which makes no sense.
No, not at all. But we're back, baby. NYC Furby in here right now.
Yeah, the names are going to be tough to keep up with because we're literally just going from match to match. At least for
yeah.
So I'll do my best.
No worries.
But yeah, it's gonna
are you able to clear out the top areas, or just like see who's playing in general? I think you're going to drive yourself bonkers if you try to do it yourself. And we're just going to talk to the matches, and we'll get the top 8 later on.
So it is white on the white background. So right now we are
Yeah, here we go. G-Dom, ooh, hitting that 5D there. The unseeable overhead. I mean, like you have so many in this game here. And now, Yuri was doing a great job just kind of moving around G-Dom, making sure that G-Dom does not get the opportunity to play their game. But G-Dom quickly turns it around. That invincible force break, breaking through the opposition and getting the power bunker on the other end there with the Okazebe.
Oh, they have to burst. They have the meter for it. No, you can't burst that.
I see green on your side, Sammy, but I do not hear you. I don't know if that's just me or not.
Oh, I heard Sammy. You were a little
You heard
quiet,
Sammy?
But I heard.
Oh, I know why I can't hear Sammy. I know why I can't hear Sammy, because I turned Sammy down while he was streaming.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Hello.
I turned you down. That was me. Yo, what's up, fam?
How's it going? Hope you're doing well.
There's plus R in front of my face, and I used to get to watch random matches for an hour. How can I not be good? But how you doing?
No, I'm doing great. Feeling good. Yeah, we get to see some good plus R. You know, with the CasaBunch, man, what could be better?
That's right. Besides, cute animal friends and stuff like that. I saw you fishing earlier. You were cooking.
I'm glad. That was genuinely an experience I have not had before. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. That worked out quite well.
Now we gotta get to some true violence here, and business casual is anything but casual right now.
Yeah, we're already in Goku, so we're trying to end. That's the first knockdown, though, so you gotta worry about where your exit strategy is for your ab, but never mind.
Okay.
What just happened?
I'm not sure. Disconnected, that's why.
There's a possibility that we got into the game slightly late, and then what they did is, the game ended, and they're going into the next game right now. So that's probably what happened.
So that's
that
the
makes
alternative
sense.
to the Sonic speed for the 5 seconds.
Yeah, they just say you don't get to watch anymore. Ooh, all right, get the counter in there as well. Gonna earn the corner off this, but a simple throw, be able to do it. Can we get into? Ooh.
Stays inside, nice FRC, gets the combo. Ooh, cross up.
Well,
yeah, I kind of wish we went for just a simple knockdown there because he was almost at Sutka, and he would have been able to just instant kill afterwards. Anji has one of the best instant kills in the entire game. Quick activation, and goes almost full screen, if not full screen. I'm not quite sure about that, but that's easy combo for them.
right, exactly. But they're both at their last hit effectively. Oh, but the goal burst does not work out here now. Yeah, Katsutora is just not able to get out of the situation there. Business Casual doing a good job locking them down.
Yeah, generally speaking, because Anji's Oki is actually so strong, and you have the ability to do projectile Oki as well, you just kind of go for knockdowns over and over against this character once they're in Maroha mode, and stuff like that ends up being very, very strong versus the character.
Right, and on top of that, here's another character who can kind of go face-to-face to having super armor and just kind of ignoring stuff, and Abba just has to sit there for a little bit and be like, oh, is that what I'm putting people through? I actually need it, so...
Yeah, unfortunately, on the flip side, man, this character just does so much damage, so it's like Anji cannot make mistakes. Keeping her on her butt is legitimately the best option. So we go into Goku, we refresh. Oh, not before we see a Danzai. You are not in time, my friend.
Danzai versus Fujin. That's some King Kong versus Godzilla mess right there. Oh my god.
Burst the last chance. That's the last sense of his bar. Just run up, do it.
Oh my gosh, they're fighting. Yeah, you have to get out of the mode. That's a lot of life for Business Casual. But,
yeah, unfortunately, that's out of blood packs, though, so they're going to have to find a key grab in order to get back in, and that itself might be really rough. So the overhead was a little bit too early to be done straight up on Oki. Go full screen. I love this, actually, from Anji right here.
I was going to say, it might be kind of, worth it on the other end for Business Casual to not even worry about going for, the key. Just go for the kill, because it's just, the life is so low.
Yes, nice. Oh, a little bit too far for Force Break Rin. Tried to dash in, but fans, and we just back up afterwards. Yeah, this is perfect. This character, when she's not in Maroha mode, does not have a lot of good movement, but we are 5 seconds left, and Abba does have a little bit of a life lead here.
Yeah. Business Casual, why are you still going in? You have 2 seconds. Oh my god.
I know, right? It's just the Abba brain. Can't help it.
You're right. They only know murder. That's fair. But still, good stuff. So I should make him one apiece in this case, then.
I believe so.
I assume so. I don't know. Yeah,
I hope so.
I believe it's one apiece because the first game we didn't see the end of, and then that one we just saw one of the players win. So this should be 2-3.
Assuming we are doing first to twos, I should say.
That is actually a question for Bunch.
Yes.
I do not remember.
Yes, we're doing first twos.
Until
top 8.
Until
Top
top
8 will
eight.
be first.
Okay, perfect. Right.
Also, I don't want you guys to go without me, but introduce yourselves to the world, please.
Oh, please, we have plus R on the screen. I think that's more important, Bunch.
We'll do it right after the game's over.
Yeah.
we got some hot action coming in. Abba's just running down the player in the corner. This is just, typical Abba stuff, man. It's just, once you maul them in the corner, it's so hard to get out of this situation without a really strong reversal, and Anji just needs some room like that to use the Fujin.
Yeah. Speaking of that kind of strong reversal, Anji doesn't have exactly quote unquote strongest reversal, but it's just enough to kind of slow people down who are just running straight in, and that's exactly what Abba's doing. You saw the Fujin try to come out there, maybe to prevent a little bit of that, but just doesn't work out quite there. Welcome to the ladder, everybody.
Oh, you guys see that?
Yeah.
We see everything.
That's not even the program. OBS, what are you doing?
Are you doing that in the second window in studio?
Yeah, that's the preview.
Yeah, and it's still showing up. That's so funny.
That's really good.
You're getting smoked right now.
Here.
Yeah, everybody,
To
To be fair, it's not showing up on stream, so it's
Yeah,
only,
you're
it's
good
only
on
for
stream.
us.
All right.
Yo,
That's
yeah,
good,
his
that's
risk
good.
gauge is crazy right
Yeah, Anji actually, if you don't know, characters in Plus are actually crank risk gauge at different rates. So Anji's actually on one of the lower ends. He will crank his own risk, or get his risk gauge cranked faster than other characters do. And so that means that if you get him to block 2-3 times, like you can see his risk gauge is already like 50% higher, and you will take more damage than others.
Right. But on the other end, has super armor to be able to kind of go through everything. So it's like, okay, some risk.
Yeah. So actually, if you ever wonder why do Anji players play like this, it's like it's actually kind of they have to. They don't actually have the opportunity to like just sit there and block out everything all the time, because if they do, at some point, if they get hit, it will be worth more than it will be on other characters.
Right, exactly. And just that high damage, situation on there is like, well, now I don't want to Fuge anymore because now it's scary again. So
yeah,
it bounces out in this really old way. It's kind of sick, actually. Oh my gosh, but Yuri versus the champion, xPhantom. We've seen xPhantom just kind of rolling over the last Casa the last time we saw him, and then we saw him win the Invitational. xPhantom's on some mess right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. The King Nothing stuff has just like invigorated all the Haas players in like such a crazy way, and now just like xPhantom has been on a tear in NA in like a huge way.
Is that the Twitter stuff that just came out?
That's
King
Nothing. The Twitter stuff, absolutely.
And it's funny because I have not seen xPhantom land any of it in these tournaments so far.
Yeah, he's done a little bit of it. Like the throw, I think the throw stuff is like the most. Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. It all hits a bit.
He wasn't even in front of him.
Yo, that was sick.
This game is chaotic.
I love it.
How do you main this game?
With a bottle of whiskey at hand.
Yeah. Ooh, and great confirming from xPhantom as well. Gonna try to keep Yuri in the air. Yuri's gonna be very happy to stay in the air for a little bit there, just to make sure they don't have to go down in an unfavorable situation.
Being on the ground is unfavorable.
Yeah, it's xPhantom, absolutely. Oh my god, nice JK there. Can't confirm all the way there. xPhantom gonna take it out of the corner for sure.
Yeah, it goes high. Wasn't able to get the full combo though, and you can see xPhantom is really prioritizing the positioning on the screen, crossing up and getting the corner multiple times.
What a confirm!
Oof! Oh no, wasn't able to get the full combo there. That was probably it. Unfortunately.
Yuri's keeping up, honestly.
I need another set of that. Come on.
Bunch is dying. Attention gamers, CasaBunch is dying and he needs your help.
I need to figure out this format so I can watch the full set.
All right, we got Anji on Anji action here. Chests are all out, and there's just big mini men slapping meat right now.
Huh?
You know, weird thing about this matchup, they both like comboing each other. And 2D is a really good answer for Fujin. So there's this really interesting like footsies game here where they kind of want to stand in 6S range, but it also begs to like just 2D Fujin when you're in that range too. That's why they're kind of like they're standing in this range and you see a lot of Fujins. It's not them going crazy. It's actually them just trying to play the game here.
You know, I didn't even think about that, actually. Yeah, 2D is a very, very good poke button. But alongside with, you have to forgive me because I don't know all Monty's buttons, but I think 6 or 6S is like the long-range sweep low.
The big up fan thing that like kind of swats things away. Yeah, that would be 6S.
Okay, what's the low, the far-reaching low that has armor on it?
The one where he like spins forward and shows his fan towards you.
Oh, no, I just searched it up now. 3K.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Also,
alongside with that too. So it's like that kind of covers like 2 things at once almost. It's like, yeah, Anji can handle Anji very well. It's something I say about Faust all the time. That Faust handles Faust extremely well with all the anti-airs and stuff like that. And it's like there's a lot of it here because, like you said, they're really being aware of each other's positioning.
Oh my god.
Fan of the fans.
Oh my god.
But can't confirm OTG as well. That's a little bit unfortunate there, but Lesbian War Crimes able to take that one. Next match.
What a fucking name, yo. What a fucking name.
This is sick. This is like the red zone of Plus R.
It really is, actually. Yeah. You know what? Fuck ESPN2. We got our own ESPN at home.
Disney money gone.
hey, ESPN2, not one. One can stay. If one was customers, we're good. Two,
right.
nah, dog. But 3, that's where we get the esports money at.
ESPN2, where we would have had the best chance because they were the ones doing the X Games and all that crazy shit.
I thought 3 was the esports one.
Look, man, I don't have cable, so
fair, same.
oh wait, this is JasonRiot?
This is JasonRiot, yes.
Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up right now.
All right. So JasonRiot, definitely very, very strong at like just the... What's the word I want to put it? Very good at doing like quick matches like this. Likes running through people if they have an opportunity to understand what he's really doing. He's not really tired yet from a long tournament set. He's ready to go. Yeah,
this is probably his... This format's probably made for somebody like JasonRiot, where they're like, it's like we're mimicking ranked, where like you have 2 games to figure out JasonRiot and it's too late.
Right, exactly. 2 games too late already. And it's just, you're seeing it from Yuri right now. Yuri, very strong player. We've seen a lot of their matches so far. They're keeping up with the best of them. But just JasonRiot loves moving around, likes making things difficult, and how do you stop someone like that in a very short turnaround time?
Right, and he will do it to you if given the chance.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen all the sidewinders, as you can see. Exhibit A, Jesus. Exhibit B, Exhibit C.
And Exhibit D is the dead body of Yuri. But you know what? That was just one game. That was one game. Yuri's back in there.
All right, let's see. All right, Yuri, get to the air where it's safe. All right, get that.
Barely.
And you die.
Yeah, one of the things that's really impressive about Jason as a player is that because he's playing a character that kind of excels, or has to play, I should say, in matchup to matchup specific combos, play style, almost everything really. He's got all of that down. So it's very difficult to approach him if you are at the highest level, and then if you're not, then he can almost immediately recognize that, and you'll just take as much leeway as he can, because that's just Soul. Soul is, if he recognizes that there's a kink in your armor, then like you're just gonna run into it and just completely break it open until you fix that.
Right, exactly. And Soul has to be kind of played as what I call like a can opener character. Not exactly like the best high-low game per se, but has a lot of like ways to still open you up, like the command throw, very, very strong lows and everything like that. And it's just enough other stuff in there that the one kind of slow overhead option, standing overhead option, is very, very scary.
Yeah, you're almost entirely a strike throw character, even for the most part, the stuff that he gets to set up, like he gets to do safe jump, jump S stuff on certain knockdowns. JasonRiot will always prefer just to do the jump S because it is just safe. Like there's little reason to do other things and put yourself at a risk when you have good knockdowns, especially in this game. Like knockdowns are so incredibly important in this game, far more than some other games. Like I would classify like that's one of the key characteristics about Guilty Gear in general, is that just Oki is just so darn strong.
Right. Being able to run the set play, because so many characters have so many strong options that running set play isn't, just a meme per se, but it's almost a requirement in this game just to have as much of a turn as possible, because with all the defensive options embedded into the game, the opponent can take their turn back at damn near any time, on top of what characters can do, especially like someone like Anji.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you talk about this character is like usually just kind of runs like a pretty simple Oki game, butterfly, high-low, very, very simple. But for the most part, it's very effective when you get somebody who gets on a roll and keeps it going.
Exactly. And right now, Katori is trying to stay on that roll here, but Fujin on Fujin action, once again, is always going to be something funny coming out of the in there. I just like seeing them get at the mid range. They either 6S or they Fujin against one another, and we saw it even earlier. Them slapping on the backside of each other and completely whiffing. Just keep doing it! Hell yeah! Do it again! Do it again!
Able to get the full combo.
Do it again!
Real close though. Yep. I love that they both know each other's answers. It's just becoming really difficult to play a normal game here.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Lesbian war crimes does not care anymore. He's just gonna Fujin until morale improves.
This is another character. If you just if the Andre player recognizes that there's a problem in your defense, they're just gonna exploit it the entire time. So this character does have multiple highs, multiple lows that are very deadly, and a character that has great ways to loop their own Oki. So as long as they can consistently get that knockdown, throw butterfly, they'll just run. They can stomp you, and that's why it feels very frustrating to play against Anji sometimes, because like they run really strong Oki, and then like once you get on top of them, they have really good defensive options. They're specific, but they are good.
Yeah, and it's kind of almost like the opposite of Faust in like most cases, where Faust has a button that deals with every situation. Anji has like an auto guard that deals with every situation. He just has to pick the right one, and then you're on the other end, kind of guessing like, okay, what do you feel like from these ranges here? I have to really watch what you feel comfortable in your options, and then play against that specifically. So he has his openings, but you kind of are left guessing, and if you guess wrong, you get counter hit, and Anji ideally gets a ton of damage off of that.
Yeah, and he does it against majority of the cast. A lot of the combos that Anji players have gone for are pretty optimized. And you'll probably see a few of that here. Joe Fish, really, really strong Anji player.
Right, and then Yuri yet again. Yuri's been kind of having a hard time on stream. Not like playing bad whatsoever. Like they're playing great. Just, wow, people are really strong in this bracket right now.
Yeah, you can see Joe Fitch actually already adapting his Oki a little bit, because once you have meter, you cannot do this butterfly setup. Yeah, what's it called? Force Break Dandy actually just blows right through it. So unless you like hard bait and pretty much give up all of your Oki in that situation, then Force Break Dandy is just going to eat up any butterfly Oki that Anji does. So instead of that, you saw Joe Fish quite a few times just going to run up close S. That's it's plus on block and has a very good like sort of will I won't I sort of mix up, and you'll just see that quite often once he has a green tension bar down there indicating 25% or more.
I did not realize that Slayer can really just take that off the table so easily. You're out here to teach me stuff. That's great.
Again, yeah, we play this game a lot, and that's the beauty of this rollback, man. It's crazy how good it is that we just get to play in day out, and plus on top of that, the replay take back feature has taught people so much about how to play.
Yeah, that's been huge for my leveling up as well. I love that stuff so much. And right now, I was going to say, Yuri's not loving being stuck in the corner here. The butterfly's out, but just JK's into it. And Yuri's going to eat that kick.
That's really unfortunate, because it felt like he had to spend like 50% just to get out of the corner. But, because having 25% adds a threat to somebody's Oki, you kind of want to always have 25% because it changes the way the opponent plays. So once you get rid of that 25%, it disarms you. You have to use it sometimes, but you don't want to use it all the time, because you just want the threat is so strong. It changes the game on its own. Once the threat's gone, then it's like, okay, well, there's nothing for me to be afraid of. I'm just going to do my best thing.
Yeah. There's honestly very few moments, I would say, in the whole series of Gears Gear where you can actually like confidently say, I have nothing to worry about. That comes so rare and far in between, which is great from a gameplay perspective, because you always have the opportunity to do something, to play, to figure out a way to get out of a situation. But like you said, that 25 meter is gone. You kind of look at the burst once, you say, is it worth it to bait this? Yes, no. Okay, I'm going to move on from here. Usually the answer is like, not really, unless you have a good OS. Ooh, down to the corner here, Mr. Eustace, or Eustace, is getting their ass beat in the corner here. That's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, man, come on, D.
Good throw.
That was sick.
Oh, Burst tried to keep him in the corner. Unfortunately, did 4H, so I threw him out of a corner. That's just typical, plus our habits. That'll happen quite often.
Right.
Ooh, all right, relax.
We're third strike. Got you. One hit into super confirms. Gotcha.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot because 6S is so good at blowing through any footsie buttons. If they have, if that's the way that they feel like they can win it, you know, it's very hard to even start pressing buttons and footsies versus Anji because they just get to throw out this, you know, this no thank you button basically.
Right. I feel like it's one of the few like buttons in the game to really truly counterplay. You actually have to counter poke it, which doesn't happen often in like a very obvious situation in this game. But that one is like, it requires it, which sucks because they just might Fujin from that far away.
Yep, it's true. Nice. Make sure to go to 2K, go low once you see Fujin. That's the best way to blow it up. Although ABBA does have 50%. Suka, no burst, unfortunately, a little bit.
And Dodgy rocks back and like, did I win the match yet? No, you did not, Anji, please. You gotta get out of there. Oh my god. And yeah, Benson's casual might have a casual time with this. Just maybe one more knockdown. Oh, just goes for key grab, actually.
It felt like at some point Business Casual is committed to play this game with no blood packs used, but finally got the first one done. We do have we have 100%, so going into Goku is definitely one of the better options here. We're going to use the anti-air. It does wall bounce for the easy combo. That's first round.
Oh, beautiful stuff. Yeah, I was getting a little bit worried. They're like, all right, Business Casual, you kind of let Anji out of the corner there. They don't have any meter. You don't have to be afraid of as much stuff.
Got the right idea, though, for War Crimes. That's usually how you see the matchup go. We just go for simple knockdowns. Once we recognize that ABBA doesn't have burst, then we just go for IK. It's the easiest way to win games versus ABBA as Anji.
Right. And have the right idea, just a little bit slow in the execution. Hey, it happens to the best of us. Nonetheless, Lesbian War Crimes is going to make sure, you know, they're not going to let it happen again. Nice knockdown, number 1. Oh, I thought it was going to be a throw for number 2. I was going to say that was sick. All right.
Oh, no, reversal throw. Yeah, and this offensive pressure is probably going to get them to 50%. It's the most important thing for Business Casual to hold that so they can go into Goku, refill their Moroha meter, and then they get to play a little bit longer. Unfortunately, a lot of the life had been taken from them before that, so they wouldn't get to play the game too often or too much.
Or we won't be able to watch the game all that often, but hey, that's fine. We're going to the next one.
Yep. Yeah, so that's generally how you want to see ABBA players play. Shout outs to Skeletal, who really pushed this sort of play style and really leveled up the ABBA sort of, I don't know how to say, maybe meta, maybe gameplay, style, what have you. But yeah, usually try to find a way to go into Moroha the easiest or most efficient way. Sometimes that's just backdash blood pack. Sometimes that is actually trying to look for that first key grab hit, as you're seeing Business Casual trying to go for. And then once you go into Moroha, keep the pressure up, get 50%, go into Goku, and that way you essentially have Goku Moroha, or you have Moroha mode for the entirety of the match, which was originally the problem for the character in AC, was that the character really struggled going in and out of Moroha mode, which was kind of the design for the character. And plus R, they gave her this install, and it kind of like fixed that big problem that she had. And that's why she's kind of considered to be way better in this version than she was in AC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because, you know, being a little bit late to the party and everything like that, joining the plus R train in, 2021, whenever the rollback came out, I guess it'd be 2021, 2020 range, you know, it's like I have no idea of the differences between the characters of there, but knowing that, you know, she didn't have that super in the previous version is like, oh god, that's not a very like, you know, whole game plan there. You hope you can gotta get into it, but there's like no extra uses of like meter. I assume she had her other like airborne super thing that was like, that's fine, I guess, but realistically, that is such a good super for her game plan. I love that they added that, if so.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's an incredible install. It's like one of the best installs I've ever seen. It's an install that gives her the best thing that she wants, gives her an extra air dash, just plus on block, has invincibility. Like, I don't know what more you can want out of an install than this. Like, it's incredible.
Right.
The literal only problem is that it's timed. Like, other than that, like, but like ABBA does so much damage that it doesn't matter. Like, this character built so much meter and she does so much damage that if she's in Goku safely, you probably lost. Like, that's how this character goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's exactly like the whole thing. It's like, yeah, technically she has a timer and she can get knocked down, but she should not be getting knocked down. She's effectively close to like one of the best characters in the game for that time being. So
one more knockdown here. No, too early.
No, again, lesbian war crimes.
Oh no! All right, let's see if we can find a way to get out of IK mode. A knockdown will do it, but it's gonna be really hard. We tried to get it with the gold burst, but we whipped it. We tried to go for it. He's just
at
in
that
neutral.
point, I agree at that point. You might as well see if they really screwed up or not.
Yeah, you know, you might get lucky here, but unfortunately, no dice. That's going to be business casual taking it.
And I think kind of seeing that in neutral really drove home about how fast Anji's IK is. I've got like, oh yeah, you have a little bit of time to really react. I'm like, no, that was one like Don's eye away from getting hit by that.
It was like if they had pressed any button on the screen that wasn't like a jump P or something like that, they would have definitely gotten hit by that. So yeah, they just good patience. I mean, it worked out at the end as we're going to get into this one, Testament versus Slayer. This one is pretty darn hard for Slayer. However, you know, it is Slayer, so we do have good buttons, we have big damage, and we do have the ability to escape some things that other characters don't get to, like backwards EXCBs. You can backdash safely, get behind it pretty simply, and usually ask the Testament player to come up with something a little bit more clever. But for the most part, you do see stuff like that happen quite a bit. Unfortunate.
Yeah. When you're forced to travel on the ground as much as Slayer does, you know, you reposition yourself into the trees that have already been set. And it's like, well, at that point, you have to either ideally have already FB'd and like hit something. So hopefully you don't take the trade that hard, or you're just going down. So it's going to be a little bit hard for Yuri. Yuri has to take this opportunity as much as possible, but Jin Sane actually doing a great job getting the air throws into the corner there and making sure that they don't escape for free. Oh my god, again!
Yeah, the poison Hitomis are actually just doing so much work. It's such a crazy thing to deal with. Yeah, plus our poison, by the way, very, very scary. There's multiple reasons that why it is. I'll go for it in a second, but we're seeing that Yuri's almost taken it, and it has, in fact, tied up the round count.
Yeah, good stuff, Yuri. Really keeping it down there. Not letting the air throws get, you know, them down or anything like that, and maybe ultimately allowing them out of the corner over the course of time just because, you know, it was really hard to keep locked down into that real strong Okazeme that Testament is known for.
Trying to find that one big knockdown that Yuri wants to start with. Force break in return. Wasn't able to get the full combo, but we got the air throw. Hitomi set. Gotta worry about it.
Oh my gosh. There's that back that you mentioned earlier.
There it is. I was like, how did you not pop it with reverse dandy?
Hey, I thought they didn't set the tree as well. I'm like, huh, I guess they didn't set the tree. Maybe I just imagined. No. It was not all a dream.
That was unfortunate. I think they went for, or I should say, back turn dandy. They went for the or cross up. I think maybe probably is the best word for it. The cross up dandy. They went for it. I think specifically to pop the tree on the ground, and then it didn't pop, which is kind of unfortunate. So we get into this one, Baiken versus Testament. Baiken, a top 3 character, incredible damage. One of the hardest to Oki because of her defensive options, the alpha counters. The way that it works in this game is actually from block, not from a stance like it is in Ixard. So very, very difficult to deal with. However, Pot, actually one of his good matchups is versus Baiken. And it's actually one of the reasons why I think this character isn't higher in the tier list, because characters like Soul and Temp can keep her down a little bit.
Right, the power of command grabs really does a lot against Baiken there. Can't just, you know, block all day. Has to actually move out of situations to make sure they don't get trapped in there as well. But Mole's just doing a great job saying, I'm just going to control the situation with a lot of Tommy mats. Makes it really hard to anti-air me or anything like that. And as long as I do it from a distance away, you know, you really can't use your force break or anything like that to stop me. And it is working so well right now.
Yeah, it's I mean, this character does, you can see, this is Potemkin. And she is doing this much damage versus this character. Her damage output is freaking insane. And you're going to see, we're going to tie this up. Ooh, trying to go for a fake meaty. Super recovery. Gigantor. Oh, we have to worry about stun. Oh, we have to worry about stun.
Oh my god.
How?
It lasted long enough, I think. Oh, beautiful stuff.
Oh,
I'm a little bit surprised myself. I guess it just took too long for the get off of Potemkin's wild ride. Just enough that, you know, the stun didn't perk off a bit.
Yeah, but that's why the matchup's really rough. That was legit 3 guesses in the GGs for her character. Baiken has 2 big problems with her character in this version. 1, really poor defensive stats, and 2, really poor meter gain. And that's why, for the most part, because she's a character that doesn't necessarily want to go forward without doing like something like Orin or Kira Tatami, she doesn't necessarily build too much meter, and then her actual meter gain stats are pretty poor. So you'll see a lot of this in this matchup, like sort of just a lot of Tatamis, because you're trying to stay away from negative penalty, find that hit, and then once you get the hit, you're trying to confirm, use all that meter to get the big damage. Oh, unfortunately wasn't able to confirm off that RC Orin.
Oh, and that's actually one thing I want to know as well on the Okazeme that we saw there. We're just going to see mobile on that one. Vikings 6K is also throwable. So that is something you can do on, Oki a little bit. But because Potenga's backdash is so good, if Potenga just guesses that one and backdashes out, same problem all over again. So you got to be really careful about, not overusing it just because you think, haha, you can't throw me, idiot.
Yeah, her 6K is incredible. Not only is that it's because it's thrownable, it's also plus on block, and it also Gatlings into 2H, which is also another plus on block normal. So she has a lot of ways to play around it.
All right, so we have xPhantom back on the board here versus Joefish. We talked about Joefish a little bit earlier there. Really strong Anji player, but xPhantom is rolling with the best of them right now and just out here. And Mistra, you didn't know that, xPhantom. You didn't know that. Screw you. You text?
Yes, this is it.
Hitting it?
So close.
Just a bit short, but still. xPhantom, every time I see xPhantom in a tournament, it gets a little bit closer every single time.
Yeah, obviously, these are the best places to practice these sorts of things, right? You just want the ability to put these into your head, try to execute them. I believe that King Nothing less than a week ago, maybe a little bit more than a week ago, came out with actually a character-specific set of all of the combos that they can do for the knockdown situations. So maybe, I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen all of them, or they're not burned into my memory like they probably are for Haas players, but...
Right.
Maybe they are. Maybe xPhantom is practicing those a little bit more complicated ones.
I'd imagine so, because considering there's a that $1,200 pot bonus plus R tournament this Sunday, might just be like, really grinding up for that, really wants to take it, because there's going to be folks coming in from all around and very strong players like Omega Tom Hanks, Lim. I think some other players are confirmed as well, along with, Brent here. I can't think of his freaking name, but there's a lot of strong players coming to it, so he's probably just grinding out every little bit possible before then, so that he can continue his ring streak as of late.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty sick tournament. People are gonna go pretty. I mean, in general, it's been a pretty good month for Plus R in April. Between shout outs to Melon, who were doing the overdrive stuff. Shout outs to Casa, the homies, they're the ones putting together a bunch of Plus R stuff this month. So it's just like, yeah, April's been sick for Plus R.
Right. And, shout outs to Shadow Wolf for closing out with a huge pot bonus and really attracting a lot of players as well. So we get some live Guilty Gear action all the same. It's, what a month. April, but we have a plus inside of like April before the R in April.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Wolf versus Blitz. Ooh. Now, Blitz, masterful Milia, just able to control a lot of situations, able to hit confirm off of damn near anything. It feels like it's magic at all times here. And just the pressure in neutral is absolutely insane. And the preparation for any sort of response is also basically insane.
Yeah, I'd probably characterize Blitz as that's his best skill. Is that he has fantastic situational awareness, not only with neutral, but also in combos as well. So has the ability to just really recognize what's the best situation right now and go for it. And I think if you're not incredibly well versed with Milia or a Milia player yourself, you probably won't know what that is. And his mix-ups are just deadly because of it.
Right. And then on top of that, every time you think, oh, I can do something a little bit more cheeky, he's just seen it all. He's been around the block more than a few times, and it just really shines in how well he handles a lot of his defensive options and very optimized options, I think is the best way to put it. It does allow for some weaknesses in terms of oh, that seems like a very weird move. Why would you do that against Blitz? And we'll get caught by those sort of things. But, that's like a 5% of the time you think this bad idea is a great idea. Covers that rest at 9.5.
Yeah, and you're seeing Mole actually seems like he knows the matchup quite a bit with Viking. It's becoming very difficult for Blitz to find that hard knockdown, and on top of that, as we were talking about before, Viking's crazy damage output versus Milia's very low effective health is very explosive in this matchup. So you're really trying to keep her on her butt.
Right, exactly. And so far, I've been doing a great job here. Just telling nice right back in off that knockdown on the counter hit. That's looking super good there. But grabbing pin and just jumping into the air and just the positioning is just so fine from Blitz here and there. But oh my god, that's so much damage.
Yeah, air counter hit, jump H on the way down, landing and getting close S, that's just the next best button afterwards. So
yes. Ooh, speaking of good matches, though, JasonRiot versus Mangatsu. Ooh, all right.
Yeah, Mangatsu's also been pretty darn good lately. I think Plus R got a couple of wins in online brackets as well, and just definitely like, I think one of the Johnny players to look out for if you're learning this character. So cool in this game. Yes, not Ixer Johnny, but like I think there's one of the characters that like exudes like just incredible player expression, because there's just so many fun ways to play this character.
Right. And just even the sheer animation of the character by itself makes it so much fun to watch. Like I will never get sick of just watching this Johnny. I'm sick of XR Johnny, but Plus R Johnny, you can stay.
Yeah, and you didn't see that actually Mangatsu already went through all of their coins. So if they don't get this last hit, it's gonna be rough.
Someone quick hit the Matcherino. Mangetsu needs some coins.
Oh no, it's a little bit too much. Why would you do that, Jason? Oh, that sucks.
Oh no.
Yo, Jason fucking R up.
Jason is wild with that wild throw. Just says, all right, I'm going to run in, corner of a screen away, and just going to go for it. Screw it. If I die, I die. And instead, Mangetsu died.
I have the stream up on the side too, so I'm thinking maybe there's a potential for them to and RC and Senga for the win there. They did have more than 50%, but I'm not sure if that will hit. That's a Johnny player question. I'm going to assume Mangetsu's sick. Like, he's a great player, so I'm just going to assume that wasn't possible.
Right. You know, you don't want to be absolutely wrong. Getting back to neutral was probably the best idea possible, but against JasonRiot, who is completely willing to die in some cases, is just like, ooh, no, yes. I don't blame you. Ooh, great confirm off here. Nice knockdown. YRC. Or YRC, excuse me, RC.
Close enough. Same thing.
Close enough, yeah. My heart's in the right place.
That was a sick sequence from Mangetsu. Unfortunately, it like 2 freaking rounds in a row, it like a pixel of health left. Just wasn't able to close out like with a little bit. That's like, you know when you see patch notes and you're like far slash like does like 40 damage instead of 38 now, right? And you're like, well, this doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, this is what it changes, right? Like that's the difference, is like a literal like 2 or 3 damage on some normal.
And yeah, like when you get to like this point here, he's like, you gotta just make everything count, because once again, we talked about it a little bit earlier, you always have kind of an option to do something, and at the highest level, people will understand, it's like, yeah, I have 7 things I can do here. Yes, I have 1 HP of health left, but I have 7 things I can do here.
That was a great read from Mangetsu there. Last time that happened, exactly as it is, where he basically needed 1 touch to get the win. JasonRiot just went up for the run and then tried to get a throw on him, and then this time he read it and just stuffed out. Finally got that round win.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, Mangatsu's keeping up with JasonRiot, like you mentioned a little bit earlier. Just been one hit away, hasn't hit that optimal stuff, but I think maybe some cleanup in like the neutral play as well can make up for that lack of HP all the same, because Mangetsu is doing a superb job understanding what Jason is really going for.
Has to burst that, gets out of the corner, also avoids the damage, so very, very strong burst.
The pressure's on right now, Sammy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just even trying to jump out, JasonRiot is there.
Yeah, he's so good at recognizing what the best defensive option is. Hard read on the button press there. Wasn't able to get the full combo on the bringer, but you do have that 50% spent on the dead angle. Gets the hit. Has a lot of coins to work with, though. Looking for that burst and just doesn't come out, so has a little bit of coins to play neutral. Unfortunately, jumps straight over it. That's the jump H taking the round.
Right. Sometimes you just got to keep it really simple and basic. Just jump in and do a button. And it's the most normal thing sometimes that you're just like, I just did not have that on my plate of things that you would ever do in that situation. But JasonRiot is really good at those quote-unquote niche situations.
Yeah, you'll be surprised actually in Plus R, because it's an air dasher and the game moves so fast. Actually in Xer as well. You'll just be surprised at how many people get caught by regular jump forward button. Like
the Ryu ass jump.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because everybody's expecting for an air dash or like some sort of air trickery of some sort, right? Instead, like sometimes you just jump forward button and it works, especially if you're like Johnny or like a Slayer or somebody with like a good jump in normal. It works more often than you think.
Right. You got to really keep that plate like just right in front of you there. my gosh. But now, push towards the corner here. Oh, that was a burst bait of all time. Did not work out here.
Oh, there it is, right there. FRC to keep yourself safe. The pressure, nice backdash, getting away from the bandit or the gun flame. Oh, no! Just raw 5D, huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm like, you have to burst. You gotta try it. But I was like, oh god, is Jason ready? Of course, Jason's ready. Of course, Jason's ready.
Yeah, you just gotta try it. Why not?
Exactly. All right, Mole versus Katatoro. We've seen Katatoro's Anji every so often, and Mole's been doing a great job just kind of holding down these victories on stream.
Yeah, this one's Mole versus Katatora. This is Viking versus Anji. Interesting matchup. Both characters don't like staying on their butts. Both characters have ways to mess with other people's Oki, and both actually do quite a bit of damage to one another. So it's definitely could be explosive or it could be very patient, actually. It depends on the players.
Right. So far, Katatoro's kind of been on the back foot just a little bit here, staying out quite a good range. Yeah, I was gonna say it hasn't ripped a fusion yet, but I'm like, it's coming eventually, but when?
There we go. Burst there. Got the first burst. Oof, nice jump D. Big old stop sign in the air.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and just, yeah, like, Mole is just absolutely fine just playing it super patiently at this point here. Has a life lead. We'll let, Katatora make the mistake here of trying to Fujin or try to 6S from afar or anything like that, because all that is punishable once Viking blocks it.
Yeah, and then that end situation there. Once you're dealing with second hit Tatami, like, in every single game, it's been so hard to deal with. Like, just outside of range for the first hit. You don't know whether you're outside of the first hit or not. If you get counter hit, that's a full combo in the corner. Like, every single game that's available in, it's been so difficult to deal with. This one's no different.
Oh, exactly. It's such a monstrous move, like, the entire way.
Missed the FRC, unfortunately, but had 100% or 50% for the regular RC to continue the combo. So nice, but like I said, Viking doesn't build a lot of meter, so she kind of laments losing that 25%. But at least, it's all about the knockdowns in this game, so she'll take it.
Right. Absolutely happy with that. It makes it a lot harder for, to mount any real good offense on Katatora's side. And there's the last burst from Katatora. Katatora does have meter, but it's like, what are you going to do with that meter? And Mole's just happily like, I know you want me to go in, but I have no reason to go in. Watch this meter build.
Yeah, you're actually, finds it. All right. That's it. That could be it. Oh, no. Oh, tricky stuff. Oh, trying to snipe, I think? Probably snipe Sakura.
I think so. That 5D does have armor on it. I believe Katadora was waiting for that. And maybe, unfortunately, Mole doesn't bite, but Katadora does get the round on them.
That was so sick, yeah, because I think Katadora was looking for Force Break Tatami, trying for, like, that last pixel snipe, and just played it really calm. Like, you'd love to see that when you have a pixel of health left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, there's those small little things that's like, okay, yeah, you might be looking you're having a hard time against this player for sure, but you're having problems with the player, but you clearly know stuff about the matchup that you're really looking out for.
I genuinely love when Anji's play like this. Like, when they play outside of people's effective range, because Anji's so tricky in the air between their super jump range, having the ability to stall in the air with jump D, jump S just being a fantastic air to ground button. It's a really difficult sometimes to get a read on what Anji wants to do.
Right. And I think, Katadora is trying to do a good job of keeping that air of mystery around, like, their options, but it does feel like a lot of their options did lean into trying to get out of a situation rather than having to deal with the situation. So it is what it is sometimes, and still, good stuff to Katadora handling someone like Mole. Mole's been playing great on stream every time we've seen their matches. Yeah,
so far, just keeping up. I don't feel like I've seen Mole struggle yet in the bracket or the ladder just yet.
Mm-hmm. All right, 8-man going to the Potemkin style now against Athma.
Yeah, this matchup is really interesting because Pot's actually, like, pretty good at dealing with Pot, but the problem is that the character just doesn't do enough damage. So you see it right there. Like, you can throw fireballs because you can also answer it if you're close enough. But, like, at the same time, you kind of just, like, have to hit this character so many times, and Potemkin doesn't. So it's a weird matchup that's, like, one of those probably on, like, and the best players in the world probably it's Kai favored, but, this is not that world, and we're seeing, the burden of error is definitely on Kai's side, as unfortunately Mangetsu just missed the last part of that. And we'll find the 2S afterwards.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. You know, the ability to show what you can really do is completely on the Kai side, and once you get there, you can really play with that confidence that you know what the Potemkin is going to do, all their best options and whatnot. But until then, you are playing scared the entire way. Your first idea is like, I want to get out of this situation. I'm gonna up back as soon as I possibly can. And we saw it right there. The 2S came out, caught Athma on the other end here. We tried to air dash out. 8-man's on the other side. And Marget's on the other side. Excuse me. And it's just you're fighting for your life to stay alive, literally.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you're very content in staying in these situations, like where you're just outside of your far S range or just like right around there, because it's just like you have great Gatlings, you have great special cancels, you're not worried about Hammerfall too much. You can beat 2H or jump D like that quite consistently. Oh, that's it right there.
Gosh.
So that's actually one of the things. This is a tough matchup. This is a tough matchup that's in your favor in the sense that like you have to know a lot. Like when you do 5H like that, you have to like be ready to hit that 2D, be ready to special cancel in the DP. Stuff like that is it's tough, but you know, it's a fun matchup in my opinion, at least to me.
Yeah. Sometimes like it's a tough matchup, and being that stressed for that long sometimes is a fun matchup. But then here's like the other end of it, where it's like now I'm always in your face, and you are trying to avoid getting touched by something, so you can throw me and get into my face. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to ask cosplayers about this matchup. I imagine that they don't like it because you kind of want to be in their face, and you have a 3-frame sort of reversal that kind of throws you out of stuff. But maybe not. I don't know. xPhantom's kind of busted though, like as a player.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
I feel like every time I've seen like a Potemkin versus a Haas player, like in any like online event or stream chat and whatnot, they're like, oh, this matchup is so bad for Haas. So it might have changed a little bit just because of a little bit more consistency from Holy Order Soul. So you're not Potemkin going airborne and teching out of the corner and stuff like that. But
I'm watching the stream for a second because like the live stream, I mean, because obviously like that one's a little bit far behind, or a little bit behind that. And I'm like, oh, that was so freaking far.
Yeah, I'm like, Lord, that was so freaking far.
Did he press a button? I think like my only explanation is that he pressed like 2S or something.
Yeah. But I don't think 2S extends the hurt box that much. I'm still like, I don't even think if the whole sword was a hurt box, even then it might have not reached. But
yeah, yeah, we're seeing why I have these suspicions about the matchup, right? It's because it's just you have to be in that range and you kind of don't want to be at the same time.
Right, exactly. But a quick knockdown here. Okay, nice block on the Mega Fist here. Gonna get a full confirm. Probably not gonna burst this one. Oh, the Clash is coming out, but unfortunately, plus RCB lands on the ground first.
Yeah. All right, gonna get the knockdown. Yep. Oh, very like it. Just instead of going for some sort of 6H pressure, mixing it up with the slide head, trying to push them towards the corner. Nice break, full combo. Gonna knock down with JS.
I got that burst safe too. That was actually really sick. I didn't know Potemkin could like reach that far to keep that sort of burst safety.
Yeah, that's one thing that he doesn't have in Exert actually is the jump at plummeting to the ground on most situations, and it's really nice for his air combos. He has ICPM instead, but it's a little bit finicky than just Gatling normals into your
right. It's a gimmick for sure in that game, but here he's cooking.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right, good confirm there from xPhantom. Just trying to charge him from far away and every now and then, but even adding to like the Haas has trouble with this matchup. Even if Haas wants to charge from like full screen where he's normally safe against someone like Potemkin just puts his head into the ground and just you fall over.
Yeah, so it makes it like, Haas usually sometimes doesn't mind staying at full screen against characters that can't do anything to you, but like, getting knocked down every time you want to go for charge or having to do the cancel every single time you see him go into that animation could be really annoying. But you see him blitzing with like Blockhead Buster actually, and just getting that knockdown.
Ooh, and plus RCB knew is like, all right, I'm blocking and jumping at the same time, and if anything comes out, I will be ready to block because you have to block that before the flash.
Yeah. Super duper fast Savage Fang is once you level it up.
All right, Mole versus Joel Fish here, and this might be one of the last matches that we get to see, honestly, because we are getting to the closing of the ladder section of this bracket.
Yeah. we'll see how this one goes. Joker's has been playing really well, but so is Mole. So we'll see how this matchup plays out. Get the first big hit goes to Mole. There you go. Zakuro cross up. Tatami for the Oki. So good. Keeps him in the corner as well.
Ooh, and yeah, gets out of the corner there for good for Joe Fish. Nice knockdown as well. Oh, tries to go for something super cheeky, but it's just beaten by pressing up. And that, sometimes those mix are just like, oh, that feels so bad to see that.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe a little bit tricky. I imagine these guys play quite a bit considering their ranks. So I imagine like they just run into each other quite often. We got D sealed up.
Oh,
that means we can't burst the rest of this until it's
over.
Yeah, so they're just trying to clean up the round there. I like that idea.
No, that's very smart from Mole there. Just making sure it's like, this is a perfect way to close out the round. I'm gonna do it with confidence. And once again, very rare in Guilty Gear that they can say, I don't have anything to worry about. And that was a rare opportunity. Oh my god.
Yeah, burst to try to keep him in the corner after getting hit. I like the idea, but Mole fights out really well. Nice combo selection as well with Lari.
Yeah, pulling him back in there. That was super sick.
Over. Nice. Yeah, just making that hard read that Joe Fish wants to go for the overhead there.
Yeah, Mole not quite biting all the time there, but still, that was great from Joe Fish on the follow-up nonetheless. And Kabari again. Nice 5K, though.
Yeah, answers on plus frames. Very nice.
Joe Fish is bold. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, you got to do some of that in this game. There's a lot of, like, +2, +3 in this game, and if you don't answer it, then people are just gonna run their strongest Oki versus you, and that's scary in this game.
Right. This game moves at a clip as well, so not everyone's gonna play very optimally because just the sheer pace of the game makes it hard to always like keep up with like the quote-unquote airtight optimal stuff. So sometimes you do have to challenge stuff, and it works very much in this game.
Yeah, nice combo selection from Mole, trying to keep the corner there with the 2H side switching in the combo. Very cool, but Joe Fish fighting out. They both have burst. That's the first one from Mole right there. And you see, once he has a life lead, he has burst. He has a little bit of meter. He doesn't have to do anything, and he gets hit by the Fujin.
Good stuff there. Oh, JasonRiot versus Blitz. This is some grand final mess here. Gee.
Yeah, a pretty normal grand finals here you'll see in any one of the online +R tournaments. Very, very volatile matchup. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, Jason going right in with the 5K there, saying like, I have the frame advantage, I have the speed. Maybe not advantage, but I'm damn close. I'm just going to roll in here.
Nice DPs after the pin, just trying to blow through any of the plus frame situations. Nice, stuffs out the run-up throw option right there. And we'll earn the burst from both sides, actually, afterwards. Oh, yeah. Got into it a little bit late, it seems like.
Well, they're probably still going to finish off their last matches and everything like that. Casa has blown the whistle. I can see Casa right now. He's wearing a ref shirt. He got the stripes on. He's looking like he's in jail from the body down. So it's like we might have our truly final matches here. Bar 13 versus Exotic Jam, who made it in a little bit late on both these ends here.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, going to use the Force Break Sidewinder to make sure we get any sort of combo there. Wasn't able to get the knockdown, but the combo selection very strong. You see, we're already 50%, and a little bit more than that on Abba's health.
There we go. All right.
Ooh, big trade in their favor. They do have that 50%, and they have a little. Oh man, come on. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? This is like the red zone of +R, but like this is also like the way the ladder works. It's like a battle royale almost. Like we just threw a bunch of dudes in a lobby, and we said duke it out. Like somebody's gonna come out and in certain rankings.
Right, exactly. And because of the match we've been seeing, like everything like that, and how fast the matches are in +R, is going to be a lot of rotation of people who've already played each other, going to face off again in top 8 when they can have a longer set with one another, and that's kind of the beauty about the ladder. Here, this is ranked matches. You just try to win your 1 or 2, whatever. You move on, try to gather as many points as you can. But then in top 8, it's like, all right, it's time to slow it down a little bit. You're going to have some gaps between matches, and you really have to go the distance with that first to 3.
Yeah. Nice block on that 5D there. Tried to mix up with Lust Shaker, was unfortunately stuffed out at the last second. But yeah, once again, great combo selection from Blitz. That is one of his strongest strengths as a player.
Oh my gosh, the confirms are crazy, Sammy. Oh, and might be able to stun well as here with one more mix-up.
You gotta go for the dirtiest mix-up possible, spending meter for it. Yep.
Love it.
So difficult to deal with because that Secret Garden stays out even after the DP. So if you don't really pick the exact right moment to DP, you will actually fall on top of it afterwards.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh. And yeah, just Bliss just trying something sort of bad situation for JasonRiot. But JasonRiot just cannot be unfettered sometimes. Just really wants to run in, get the damage going and whatnot. And JasonRiot's defense, you wouldn't think it all the time of how, straightforward they play. It's really good.
Oh,
Case in point. Yeah. Case in point. You stop.
Yeah, I mean, like, versus Milia, I definitely prefer playing like how Jason does over playing like absolutely just down backing because this character's Oki options are so crazy. Just you have to represent different defensive options, and some of them are pressing buttons.
Right. Especially with that 5K, especially with Soul Side. That is 3 frames, baby. That defeats so many things in this game that feels like it shouldn't.
That's one of the craziest tools in the game for sure. Most of the time, it leads to a full combo. Oh, nice. The double jump, trying to snipe out the footsie option. Just goes for the simple knockdown here, trying to run Oki. So much meter spent on FD, just trying to keep Soul out of that wild throw range.
Yeah, that's another thing you should be terrified of. That's perfect use of the meter. But nice stuff from Bliss, jumping up and blocking the burst. Good stuff. All right, on the other hand, here we have xPhantom versus Mangetsu. Once again, another very possible top 8 match and otherwise grand finals match that we could possibly see.
Ooh, wow, hard read round start. Mangetsu just forward dashes out of Haas.
Yeah, that's bravery. That's these folks are built different. That can't be me. I can't run forward at my opponent like that. I'm scared.
Yeah, especially considering that like 2S is a great round start option for Haas.
Right? Like what the hell? You really thought they weren't gonna go for it?
He's got to have some internal read because like I said, once you get to the top echelon of NA plus R, you just end up playing against each other so often because you want to get the best of the best in learning matchups, and this is where it is.
Right, exactly. And it's a work of art right now. And now xPhantom is fighting out of the corner here, trying to paint a picture to say, hey, look, we might fight each other a little bit later. Let me show you what you got to be afraid of here. Oh, Frost with 6P.
All right, knockdown. There you go. Keeps the pressure. Trying to keep him in the corner. Nice backdash 5K anti-air. Wasn't able to get the full combo. But, man, yeah, that's crazy good read there. Crazy good movement from Mangetsu here.
That backdash on the Fafnir, yo. You love to see it. A slash back from xPhantom on the other end. Hold on, y'all. This isn't top 8 yet.
Oh, gets hit by it. Unfortunately, didn't expect to get hit by it. And xPhantom wasn't ready to combo off it.
Oh, and try to do a little bit of footsies there. Oh, but the 6P and then going straight into the burst there. Plays it out patiently. Good stuff from Mangetsu.
Loses. That's an empty burst gauge too. So there's a potential he does not get it by the end of the round here.
Yeah, which is a little bit of a bummer on xPhantom's side, but hey, maybe that promotes a little bit more aggression, a little bit more pressure, and really bringing out the nice China to serve up at Mangetsu before, dinner is finally coming out.
First time we've gone for that 2H. Fantastic overhead. Ooh, keeps the pressure up. Ooh! I could have gone with the normal overhead, but I'm going to go for the one that gives me the big damage.
Right. Just something to think about here, within the next hour.
Sends him full screen. Ooh, well-timed 5K. Stuffs him running forward. We do have a lot of meter to work with, and unfortunately, just a little bit too far to let that dead angle connect. We're tying up the round count.
That's kind of been one special thing from Mangetsu in this matchup. Has been doing a great job of stopping xPhantom from getting into those prime locations with like 6P, 5K, stuff like that is just stopping xPhantom in their tracks, literally.
Yeah, a lot of good reads on movement from Mangetsu, and it's been so difficult. I always say that Haas does have good movement. This character's jump arc is freaking phenomenal. The movement, a lot of movement options on specials. The problem is you have to do it with your face. You have to move with your face first.
Yeah.
So, you can get stuffed and eat a lot of damage, but you do have the movement options. Unfortunately, just getting smothered in the corner at that last second, and Mangetsu takes it.
Wow. Great stuff. Holy crap. That was a lot of gear. Like I saw about oh, I can hear myself. I saw about like 40 minutes in or so, 30, 40 minutes in, or maybe it was 20 minutes. But like Bunch came out and it's like, wow, you are cranking out these matches. Like you've all played like 50 something matches in like 20 minutes or something like that.
Yo, it was literally 40 matches in 35 minutes. I've never seen that before in my life. That was this game is what they call efficient.
It ain't anything but that for sure. Games just blaze through entirely the whole way here. And there's been so much button pressing in the game, and yet not nearly enough button pressing on the outside of the game, because it still seems like we still have over half of our Matcherino codes still sitting pretty out there. So while we kind of get top 8 set up and everything for you all, go ahead and hit that Matcherino, exclamation point Matcherino in the chat here.
Any of these counter pokes that Itachi's Legacy is throwing out, wow, the patience to wait for the kite, but still comes down with a button, does Itachi's Legacy. Are we going to stay same side? Yes, we are. We're going to go for the throw on the reset. A second throw? That was going to be 3.
Yes. You always go for 3.